I know, it's been like 2 weeks since I posted a video. It's been kind of a crazy time, but if the next movie is anywhere near as good as this or the first one, this is probably going to be the best superhero trilogy ever.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Will, and it's been a good minute since I've actually posted some content here on the channel. So thank you if you're new here, if you recently joined because of any of the other videos that I've posted. I really do appreciate that, and hope you enjoyed those and enjoyed this quick review, non-spoiler quick review for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. This sees the voice talents of Shamik Moore as Miles Morales, as well as Haley Steinfeld as Gwen Stacy, and Jake Johnson reprising his role as Peter B. Parker, as well as with Issa Rae taking on the role of Spider-Woman, as well as Oscar Isaac portraying Miguel O'Hara, aka Spider-Man 2099. This is, of course, the sequel to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, probably the best Spider-Man movie ever. It really is. It's still in my top 3. So this is going to be a non-spoiler review for the current movie. Before I get into this review, I just want to say, like I said at the beginning, thank you so much for checking out this and all of my videos. If you happen to be a new subscriber or someone who just found this video floating around the internet, hi, my name is Will, and I do geeky stuff on the internet. I do reviews and reactions, discussions, some gaming, some drinking. I do a whole bunch of different types of videos on this channel. As quickly as they get out, that's left to be determined. But I really do enjoy talking about the geeky things that I love, and I hope you enjoy hearing my thoughts on those different things as well. If this happens to be your bag and you're interested in hearing about that from a geeky bear like myself, subscribe to the channel. It would really help me out. I would greatly appreciate it. So let's talk about this fantastic animated sequel to probably the best Spider-Man movie out there. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, we see Miles Morales is still doing his thing as the one and only Spider-Man in his version of Brooklyn, New York. He's kind of missing his friends, the people he connected with in the first Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and most notably Gwen Stacy's Spider-Gwen, because, he had a crush on her. It was sweet. But he's also realizing now more and more how difficult it is to balance both his superhero life and his home life, and still living up to the expectations of his parents, but also trying to find himself and really allowing himself to grow not only as a superhero, but as just a growing adult. I mean, he's 15 at this point and still feels like he's kind of under, I guess you can say, control of his parents, like most teenagers are at this point in time. And, that causes a little bit of strife with his family, but a lot of things do get thrown out the window or out a giant black hole when Spot, one of his arch nemesis, decides to exact his revenge for ruining his life, because there's a lot of connectivity between the first movie, and which I think is just beautifully well done. And he gets wrapped up with other Spider people. He gets reunited with Gwen, as well as gets introduced into a larger group and team of other Spider people from all over the multiverse, who are led by Miguel O'Hara, aka Spider-Man 2099, being portrayed by Oscar Isaac. And there's definitely some strife between Miles and this group of Spider people with what is considered a written law of the universe, things that cannot be controlled or changed, and that are fixed points in time, or what is free will, what is free choice. These are a lot of the things that the movie explores. And this is originally meant to be a part 1 of 2. This was really going to be Across the Spider-Verse part 1, and then part 2 was going to come out next year. They kind of pulled the whole Avengers thing where they separated it into 2 completely separate movies, supposedly completely separate. But this is Across the Spider-Verse, and we know that we are getting Beyond the Spider-Verse in like less than 10 months. It comes out, I believe, in March of next year. So got a little bit of time to wait to see the conclusion of this overarching story. But this movie itself is a very beautifully self-contained story, and it is a visual feast for the eyes. It is so beautifully done. The shots, the sequences that are done in this movie are so unique and different. It's very akin to what Into the Spider-Verse really brought to the whole animation genre that we've seen a lot of other movies that have come out since that back in 2018 kind of replicate a little bit. Even the newest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, the trailer, I haven't done a reaction for it yet, but even that one, the design of the characters are very similar to what we're getting with the Into the Spider-Verse universe. And God, this movie has some beautiful shots. Again, non-spoiler, but there is a really cool shot of Miles and Gwen talking, and how the camera transitions in this one scene is just like the coolest thing I've seen in a long time. The animation is stellar. I think the character work is fantastic, and it grows and expands upon itself from the first movie, which a good sequel should do. It should take a lot of the notes and the key elements from the first movie that worked and allows them to be done even better in this one. I mean, Miles and Gwen's burgeoning relationship obviously has some bumpy road, because there's a long distance relationship and then there's a long multi-dimensional relationship, and you can tell there's a strain on both of them, especially for Miles, who has felt a strong connection with his friends that he made in the first movie, and to go through this movie in particular, to experience the things that he has to deal with, it really puts a lot of those relationships in doubt and strains a lot of them as well. I mean, Miles gets put through the ringer in this movie. He really does. But I think Shameik Moore delivers an awesome performance as Miles Morales. I'm like, he's so damn good. And this is really cool. This is, I will say, probably the best multiversal movie since Everything Everywhere All at Once. Because in terms of a superhero multiversal movie, this is the best one. Hands down, it is the best one. Sorry, Doctor Strange. Sorry, No Way Home. This is the best multiversal superhero movie that we have gotten, period. I really like how this movie also puts Gwen at the forefront, too. Her story in this movie is kind of on par with Miles, and to a certain extent. She gets a lot of time to develop her character and her life, and we get more information about where she is at this point in time, where she was, like what happened with her story, which is really cool and really well done, and it actually makes where they leave this movie off in a very interesting place to what we can expect in Beyond the Spider-Verse. I really like Jake Johnson as Peter B. Parker. He's very much more a supporter in this movie than kind of being a focal point like he was in the first movie. You've seen it in the trailers. He has his baby now, Mayday Parker, which is super adorable and sweet. And I really did enjoy the continued sort of mentorship that they have, albeit is slightly strained because of circumstances. Oscar Isaac is Miguel O'Hara. Super cool, super broody, very over the top, but is a really good antagonist. He's not the villain. Obviously, the Spot is the villain, but I even use the villain. He's more of a circumstance. I think the real conflict of the movie, of this one and the third one, is the opposing ideologies of Miles and Miguel, because Miguel has a very rigid look at the multiverse, while Miles feels like, everyone keeps telling him how he's supposed to be, who he's supposed to be, and he's just trying to do things his way. And those come into conflict with each other. It's not a surprise if you've seen any of the trailers. Also, if you've seen the trailers, there's a ton of other Spider people in this movie. I don't know all of them. There's so many in this movie. It's hard to actually pinpoint every single one. There are really cool cameos in this thing, surprising cameos I wasn't expecting, with different displaced characters and other Spider people. You got characters from the video game, you got characters from old cartoon series, you've got, returning cameos from the first movie. We even got our new characters like Spider-Punk, who is portrayed by Daniel Kaluuya in this movie, as well as Spider-Man India. He is played by Karan Soni, who was the taxi driver in Deadpool. He's portraying Spider-Man India, which is a really cool thing to have in this movie too. I really like both of those characters. I think Spider-Punk was awesome. I love his design. I love the designs of all the different universes as well. Every universe has a unique style and design, and they keep those styles and designs even when they're interacting with other universes, which always it makes it so much cooler to watch because you have all these different art styles portrayed on screen at the same time that you could say could be kind of disorienting depending on how you digest, visual data and stuff. But it's just beautiful and very unique and cool to watch. I really like where the story's leading, especially what we should get in the third movie. It's been a while since I really felt like you had a sequel that really kind of felt like a true sequel. It's not like an MCU movie where you have so many connecting tissues and things like that. You just have to watch the first movie to really kind of understand what's going on, and it beautifully blends into what's going on in this movie, and how this movie ends is definitely going to blend succinctly with the third movie, Beyond the Spider-Verse, that we're getting next year. It's so unique and it's so cool. And it's just the best. It really is. And on top of that, you have such a good story, and you have such a good character in Miles Morales, who is very much an oddball because most of the other Spider people are all variations of Peter Parker, except for like Gwen Stacy and, obviously Spider-Man India, Spider-Punk. So a lot of the characters who we really focused on in this movie are not offshoots of Peter Parker. Peter Parker is more of a background character through all of this. There's a lot of reveals and revelations. It plays very well with the first movie, and I recently rewatched the first movie before going to see this, and I'm so glad I did, because one of the major reveals in this movie I wouldn't have picked up on so easily if I didn't rewatch the first movie so quickly before seeing this one. So it's actually it transitions so well, and it's really good, and I really do love this movie. I really do love it. Is it better than the first one? It's damn near close to being better to it. I think it improves on everything the first one did really well. The soundtrack, the score, the music, the whole thing is all good. The animation's amped up. The designs of the characters are still very familiar, but there are subtle changes, like Miles has a new suit. I do like the Spot as a character. I think he's going to be portraying a very interesting villain who even has his own growth through the movie, which is terrifying to see. This movie has heart and humor, and the humor works. You've probably seen it in the trailers when they say, capture Spider-Man and all the Spider people point at each other. It's the meme, but I think it's great. I'm very excited for Beyond the Spider-Verse next year, but this movie on its own is just beautifully well done. I think it ends in a very intriguing spot. It is a logical stopping point with a little bit of more of a tease of what we know the story will be for the third movie. So all the pieces are there. The third movie is going to be dope. If it's as dope as this one, like I said at the beginning, this is probably damn sure going to be the best superhero trilogy in like the last 10 years, possibly. It's up there. If it's not my favorite, it's in the top 3. If we're talking trilogies, it's damn sure up there. So I highly, highly recommend you go check out Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. It is an incredible movie. It is visually gorgeous. It's a gorgeous movie. It's visually stunning. The animation is top notch. It is beyond what I could have ever imagined this movie could do. Every animator who was on this movie deserves all the praise in the world, deserves all the money in the world, because this is a gorgeous movie. It is beautiful. There you have it. That's my quick, non-spoiler, whatever title I'm going to put on it, review for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Let me know your thoughts on the movie in the comments down below. As always, thank you so much for checking out this and all my videos. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully this will post before the end of today, and you'll enjoy the video, and you'll like and maybe share it around the internet. And if you really do enjoy it, subscribe. I really, really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I will be seeing Transformers Rise of the Beast next weekend, and I will do a review for that as well. I do have some videos that have been recorded, some a little longer than others, that I'm nearing the finish line of completing, and those should be posting within the next week or two. Hopefully, I've said that for like the last 2 months, but hopefully I'll get them posted. You can follow me at a lot of different social media platforms listed at the end of this video. Got a ton of videos on here you're more than welcome to check out. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. As always, until next time, I will catch you later. See ya. I think I did that right. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you did like this video, why not give me a thumbs up and share it with your friends? You can subscribe to the channel by clicking on my gorgeous little face right over there. You can follow me on all the various social media platforms right below. And last but certainly not least, if you've got a few extra minutes, why not check out one of the lovely videos floating right over here. Later.